Can we wait for 2 minutes? Only 19 students are present. How many students are present in morning lecture? In previous lecture, how many students are present? Any idea, please? 39. Okay, can we start the lecture? Okay, previous lecture, what we have discussed? In previous lecture, what we have discussed? Fuel cell. Is it right? Fuel cell electric vehicle and how the electricity is generated using the fuel cell. And what is fuel cell technology? And what are the inputs for the fuel cell? And what we are getting output from the fuel cell? And what are the characteristics? And what are the equations of the anode and cathode and cell chemical reactions? Okay, and the characteristic and the types of the fuel cell. These are things we have seen in the previous lecture. Today we are going to see the hybridization of the different energy storage devices. Hybridization of the different energy storage devices. Hybridization means hybrid means for example, hybrid electric vehicle means the vehicle which is running with the help of IC engine as well as electrical motor is called as the hybrid electric vehicle. Clear? Means we are using the two different energy sources. Two different energy sources. So that is called as a hybrid. So here also hybridization is nothing but we are using the combination of the two or more energy storages together. Okay, means we are taking the energy storage devices, two or more, and all these connected accordingly one to another or together, so that the advantages of each one can brought up out and disadvantages can be compensated by the others. Means what we can say here. Okay, so one energy storage devices and one more energy storage devices are connected together. Okay, so connected together, so accordingly we can get the output. Accordingly we can get the output. Okay, we are taking two different energy storage devices, and these different energy storage devices are connected together, so we'll form a hybridization of energy storage devices. Hybridization. Clear? So hybridization of chemical battery with an ultra capacitor. Here we are taking the two different energy storage devices. Means one is the battery and another ultra capacitor. So, but here ultra capacitors we have not discussed. So in tomorrow lecture we will discuss about ultra capacitor energy storage devices. Clear? So ultra capacitors and chemical battery are connected together. Okay, by connecting together, we can overcome such problems as low specific power of electrochemical batteries. Means the chemical batteries are having the low specific power, and the ultra capacitor is having the low specific energy. Okay, low specific energy. So by connecting this low specific energy storage device and low specific power energy storage device, that is the battery and ultra capacitors. Okay, we can get the by connecting these two, so we can get the high specific power. High specific power. The final output we are getting high specific power. Clear? So means what we can say, by connecting uh, two different energy storage devices like a low specific power device, that is battery, and a low specific energy, that is ultra capacitor. So by connecting these two, so we can get the high specific power. High specific power. So this is one of the main advantages by connecting the two different energy storage devices together. Clear? So that system can be called as a hybridization. That system can be called as a hybridization, energy storage device. Basically, the hybridized energy storage consisting of two basic energy storages. Okay, one with the high specific energy and another the high specific power. Okay, the basic operation of this we can see here in figure 1. This is the figure 1, 2, 3. So in high power demand operations, such as acceleration and hill climbing, okay, both basic energy storages deliver their power to the load. Okay, we can show here. Means wherever we require the, for example, in high hill climb areas, okay, in hill climbing areas, or when the speed is increasing, so means in that cases we need the high power. We need the vehicle is required high power. Clear? So in that cases, we can take the energies from the both batteries. In that cases, we can take the energies from the both batteries. Okay, that is the low specific energy device and low specific power devices. Okay, so in such a way, by connecting these two devices, we can get the high power. So we can take the high power, or we can get the high power by using the hybridization of the different energy storage devices. That is, for example, in hill climbing areas are where the acceleration is required, high speed is required. Okay. On the other hand, in low power demand operations such as constant speed or cruising operations, the high specific energy storage will deliver its power to the load and charge the high specific power storage to recover its charge lost during the high power demand applications. Like the same way regenerative braking applications also, okay, or regenerative braking operation. So we can store the energies. Okay, we can store the energies. So you can see here where the high power demand is required. Okay, that is the load is high power is required. Load is required high power means I told him example before in when the vehicle is moving upward direction in hill climbing, okay, or when the vehicle is required high speed, so in order to increase the acceleration or in order to increase the speed of the vehicle, so we need to take the high power, we need to take the much power. So then that time we can take the uh, high power from the both different energy storage devices, whatever we are used in the hybridization of different energy storage devices. That is the we can take the energy from the high specific energy storage device, high specific power devices. Okay, so by taking these two, by taking the power from these two, so we can get the high power. Okay, so this high power is given to the power converter. This from this power converter we can take the motor, we can give the motor. Okay, this motor will run the vehicle, this vehicle will run the, so this motor will run the vehicle. Clear? This is the hill climbing areas. Next, when the low power is required, when the low power is demanded. Just 1 minute. When the low power demand is required, for example, when the vehicle is coming to downward direction, okay, or so for example, when the vehicle is running at constant speed or low speed, means it requires very less power. So means we can say the vehicle is required the low power. Okay, the load is demanding the low power. So in that cases, whatever we are having the high specific energy storage devices, for example, if we are having here, okay, this high specific energy device can deliver the power to the load, and the remaining energy can divert it to the high specific power storage devices. That is the chemical batteries. Okay, so we can charge these batteries. We can charge these batteries means because the load is required. For example, it is supplying the 70 watt. Okay, this is required only 30 watt power is required, for example. Okay, and remaining 40 watt we can divert through this, remaining 40 watt we can divert through this, we can recharge this uh, uh, energy storage device. Okay, so means for example if it require the 50 watt, it require the 50 watt, so if 70 watt is available, so remaining 20 watt is we can use for charging the second battery. Remaining 20 watt we can divert it, and we can take this 20 watt power to the charging the second battery. Clear? So this is the where the low power demand is where the low power is required or where the low power is demanded. Clear? So next case, negative power flow. Negative power flow is nothing but load is able to supply the power. Okay, means in regenerative braking operations. In regenerative braking operations, the vehicle doesn't require any power. The vehicle doesn't require any power. Okay, so using the regenerative braking concept by using the generator, okay, by using the generator, we can convert the electrical energy from the mechanical energy, okay, in regenerative braking concept. Okay, this electrical energy is given to the batteries for the storing the energies, for storing the energy or for charging the batteries. So like the same way, here the way when the vehicle is not required the any power, so in that cases, by using the regenerative braking concept or by applying the regenerative braking concept, so we can convert this mechanical or kinetic energy into the electrical energy, okay, using the generator. This electrical energy is given to the power converter, and this power converter is given to the delivers the power to the energy storage devices. Okay, initially this device is charged. Okay, if this device is fully charged, then again it will convert this to this energy storage device. It will convert to this energy storage device. There is a high specific energy storage device, and first initially high specific power storage device is charged, and then high specific energy storage device is charged. Clear? So this is the, and that's why we are calling the negative power. Means the power is flowing from load to source. The power is flowing from load to source. That's why we are calling the negative power. So where it is required, when the no power is required by the vehicle. When the no power is required by the vehicle. So in regenerative braking, by applying the regenerative braking concept, we can convert the kinetic energy into the electrical energy using the generator, and this electrical energy is given to the power converter, and this power converter is distributed the power for charging the high specific energy storage device and a high specific power device. Clear? These are the concept of the hybridization of the energy storage devices. Okay, based on the available technologies and various energy storages, there are several hybridization schemes for electric vehicles and hybrid electric vehicles. Typically battery, okay, and battery hybrids, and battery and ultra capacitor, and so on, etc. Means we have a different several types of energy storage devices, hybridization of different energy storage devices using the batteries, ultra capacitors, and flywheels. Okay, flywheel is also one type of energy storage device. Okay, so the latter is more the natural, since the ultra capacitor can offer much high power than the batteries. Means mostly what we can say, the ultra capacitor is mostly we are using with the batteries. Okay, ultra capacitor is the one type of energy storage device, and batteries is also one type of energy storage devices. So by connecting these two, ultra capacitor and batteries, so the hybridization of energy storage device will be formed. Okay, by collaborating these two. So during the hybridization, the simplest way to connect the ultra capacitors to the batteries directly and in parallel, as shown in a figure. So this is the simplest form of connection of ultra capacitor and batteries in parallel. Okay, ultra capacitors and batteries. And this is the ultra capacitors, and this is the batteries. So we have not discussed about the ultra capacitors. Tomorrow we will discuss about the ultra capacitor. What is ultra capacitors? Okay. Okay, this is the best way to connect the ultra capacitors. This is the one type of energy storage device, and this is the one type of energy storage device. By connecting these two, or by collaborating these two devices in parallel, so we can form the hybrid energy storage devices. Hybrid energy storage devices. Clear? So here, this is the graph of current sharing to the load. For example, this is the load current. Okay, this is the load current. Clear? And this is the current is shared by the battery. Okay, and this is the current is shared by the ultra capacitor current. Means by adding these two, so we can get the load current. For example, IA is equal to IL is equal to IB1 plus IB1 plus IB2. IB1 plus means IB1 means, just wait. Just wait 2 minutes. Okay. So IR is equal to IB1 plus ultra capacitor current. For example, we can represent it IC, ultra capacitor current. Okay. So if load is required, for example, 10 amperes. So if battery share the 6 amperes, then ultra capacitor share the 4 amperes. Okay, if the battery is share the 4 amperes and ultra capacitor is share the 6 amperes. Okay, at this point, the battery and ultra capacitor is sharing the equal currents, 5 plus 5. Okay, it is clear. So means ultimately by adding these two currents, so it should be equal to the load current. It should be equal to the load current. Is it clear? So this is the equivalent current waveform. Means these are the individual. This is the equivalent current waveform. Okay. By combining the battery current as well as ultra capacitor currents. This one. Means this is the graph between this is the graph of currents of the battery as well as ultra current and load current. It will show the sharing of the battery as well as ultra capacitor currents. So hybridization of the different energy storage devices, that is the we can see here in this configuration, the ultra capacitor simply act as current filter, which can significantly level the peak current of the batteries and reduce the battery voltage drop as shown in figure 3 and 4. So means what we can say, by connecting this by connecting this type, so simply the ultra capacitor is act as a simple filter. Okay, if we are connecting like this, simply the ultra capacitor is simply act as a current filter. Means whatever we are taking the whatever we are taking the power from the batteries, if any distortions occur in this battery power or current waveform or voltage waveform, so the capacitor is act as a only filter. Okay, if you connect simple. Okay, so for how we can, so the major disadvantage of this configuration are that a power flow cannot be actively controlled. Okay, so means what we can say here, simple in this type of connection, whatever we are getting the power from the two different energy storage devices, so that will not be actively controlled because there is no control device here. Okay, there is no control device over here. So that's why simply the capacitors is act as a filter here. So in this two for controlling the actively controlled, okay, for controlling the power actively, so the configuration or that power flow cannot be actively controlled. So for controlling the power actively, so we are using the two quadrant DC to DC converter. We are using the two quadrant DC to DC converter. Okay, and these two quadrant DC to DC converter are placed between these two batteries. Okay, placed between these two batteries, battery and ultra capacitors like this. So by using this two quadrant DC to DC converter, so what we can say, so this is, it will act as a one type of controlling device. It will act as a one type of controlling device. So it will control the power. It will control the power. Clear? So means what we can say, whatever we are getting the from two different energy storage devices, whatever we are getting the power from the two different energy storage devices, this power will be actively controlled. This power will be actively controlled. So mostly we are using this type of configuration. Mostly we are using this type of configuration. Okay, this design allows batteries and ultra capacitors to have the different voltage, and the power flow between them can be actively controlled. Means one more point we can add here. So even though the power can be actively controlled, even though these two devices having the different voltage levels, these two devices having the two different voltage levels. So even though, so the power can be actively controlled by using the two quadrant DC to DC converter. Two quadrant DC to DC converter. This is a power electronic converter. This is can be called as a chopper simply. Chopper. CHOPPER. So two quadrant chopper is nothing but we can say if the output voltage positive and negative, and if the current is always positive, for example, if the current is always positive, okay, so means for example this is the V0 plus V0 and this is the minus V0 and this is the plus I0. Okay, for example, in first case, the power is output voltage is positive and current is also positive. Voltage is positive and current is positive. It will operate in the first quadrant. Clear? And if power is voltage is negative and current is positive. Okay, voltage is negative and current is positive. Current is positive and voltage is negative. Clear? So it will operate in the fourth quadrant. This is the first. This is the second. This is the third. This is the fourth. Means this this converter will operate in the first and fourth quadrants. That's why if it will operate in the two quadrants, okay, it can be called as a two quadrant chopper. Two quadrant chopper. So sometimes it can operate in first and second also. Sometimes it can operate in first and second also. For example, voltage is always positive. Voltage is always positive and current may be positive or negative. Current may be positive or negative. Okay, in this case, in which quadrant it will be operates? Plus V0. minus I0 plus I0 minus V0. So voltage is always positive and current may be positive or negative. In first case, voltage is positive and current is positive. So it will operate in the first quadrant. It will operate in the first quadrant. Okay, in second case, voltage positive and current negative. Voltage positive and current negative means it will operate in the second quadrant. It will operate in the second quadrant. So in this case also it is operating in two quadrants, first and second. So that's why if it is operating in first and second quadrant, or it is operating first and fourth quadrant at a time, the type of converter can be called as a two quadrant converters. Okay, two quadrant. If it is a DC to DC, two quadrant chopper can also be called as two quadrant chopper. Clear? Okay, so like this way we can control the power actively, even though two different energy storage devices having the two different voltage levels. Clear? And okay, so these are the information regarding hybridization of the different energy storage devices. अभी इनसे मैं ना hello, so I will continue super capacitor tomorrow. Just wait, I will take the attendance. Okay, just wait. You can see here, I have uploaded the 3 units. Okay, first unit, second, third unit in Google Drive. Clear? So you can go through this PPT for your INSEM examination today, as well as also I have given the 4 textbooks. Okay, so Iqbal Hussain. So from this textbook, you can get the maximum syllabus. So you can see here index. Okay, here you can see the EV system, components of electric vehicle, history of electric vehicles. Okay, electric vehicle advantages, efficiency, pollution control. Okay, EV market. So you can see, you can get all these things. Okay. Also transmission characteristics, vehicle mechanisms, velocity, acceleration. We have given the characteristics, transmission characteristics of the vehicle. Okay, energy storage is battery basics, lead acid battery, cell discharge operation. Okay, nickel cadmium battery, nickel metal hydride batteries, lithium ion batteries, zinc, lithium polymer batteries. Okay, all these regarding batteries, state of discharge, state of charge, SOC, SOD. So all these basics you can get from this textbooks. Okay, is it okay? Next, you can also go through this modern electric hybrid electric vehicle. This is the textbook. Okay. This is the one more textbooks I have uploaded in the drive. You can go through these textbooks also. And also the language of this textbooks is very simple, no problem. Okay. Vehicle fundamentals. Okay, rolling resistance, aerodynamic drag, grading resistance, dynamic equation. So we have given PPT also, power plant characteristics, transmission characteristics of the vehicle, vehicle performance. Okay. So hybrid electric vehicle concept, architecture, series hybrid electric vehicle, parallel hybrid electric vehicle, series parallel hybrid electric vehicle, complex hybrid electric vehicles. Okay, motor drive systems, and the BLDC motors, chopper for DC motors, rectifier for DC motors. Okay, so permanent magnet DC, brushless DC motor drives. So all these things you can observe here. You can get the from these textbooks. Clear? Means you will. Okay, also you can go through these textbooks also. Means I have uploaded the 4 textbooks. So you can go through the textbooks. Hello? Hello? All of you there? Hello? All are there in online? Okay, I will send the question paper and please write it on the pages. Okay, and upload in the which I will give the link. Everybody should submit. Otherwise, if you will not submitted, if you have not given the in-semester examination, so I will not take next time. So you are thinking next time again they will give the permission to attempt the exam. So it is not possible. Okay, so everybody should submit the ISC exam. Please note it. This is the university examination. Clear? Okay. So somebody, I think in last 1 or 2 papers, most of the students are not submitted. So it should not be happening in hybrid electric vehicle subject, because I will not conduct next time. I will not give the chance. Simply, if you will not give the in-semester exam, I will put 0 marks. Please remember, there is no excuses. Okay, so can I close this meeting? I will give the question paper at 4:30. Okay, just in 5 to 10 minutes, 5 to 6 minutes are there.